we OG, we OG. Oh no, G. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got D or no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload, yeah. Experts on reload, yeah. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got D or no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload. Experts on reload. Mempool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock, ayy. Runes is coming, everybody on a knot, ayy. It's a nuisance, Ordinal Revolution, ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, it's my guy for real, bro. Got French right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro. Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, lock it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nookies on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls that I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. All this Satoshi's nothing above me. Bitcoin's alive, what you gon' do? Mempool fees are high. Ordinal. Where does it stop? Nobody knows. It's a revolution, ayy. Bitcoin is the one, no substitution, ayy. With Shizzy and Yagobi, it's Ordinal Revolution.
Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Bitcoin Ordinal ecosystem. What's up, guys? We have an amazing show for you guys today. We are live for the Ordinal Hour, and this one is going to be absolutely amazing, guys, because we are bouncing back. What an insane weekend we had, right? Trump talked about these tariffs that were going on live on Saturday. He did that on Friday, and then they end up saying they're not going live till Monday. And then today, the Mexican president came out and said they're going to hold off for 30 days. So I don't know what's going on, but the markets have been volatile. The markets have been insane. We're going to break down exactly what's going on, so you guys are all caught up. It's going to be a really fun show. Should you sell? Should you hold? We're gonna let you know what we're personally doing, and it's going to be a fun, exciting show. Nothing on the channel is financial advice. And today we have a big thing going on. We are live on Abstract for the very first time. So now we are on YouTube, we are on Twitch, we are on X, we're on Abstract, and we are on Rumble. So we're everywhere, guys. So looking forward to seeing what happens on Abstract and kind of continuing our journey everywhere, right? Bringing ordinals to every single ecosystem. So let's get the show started. Without further ado, I'm bringing my partner here, as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
What's up,
man? So what is going on? So over the weekend, we had Friday, we had Trump come out and say they're going to put tariffs on China, Canada, and Mexico. And then Saturday, it got postponed till Monday, and then today. But let's break down what happened over the weekend so far.
Well, I should have knew something bad was going to happen when I got that little text alert that my guy Luka Doncic was getting traded away from my hometown team, the Mavericks, to the Lakers, out of all people. And also the Eagles made it to the Super Bowl. Like, how bad of a start? Because that's obviously our arch nemesis over here in Dallas. And I was like, okay, something's probably brewing. And then we had the tariff kind of debacle over the weekend. It really crashed the markets, man. And the weekends have not been nice to Bitcoin and crypto over the past couple of months, right? Like, not last weekend, but the weekend before, the AI crash happened, right? So, it does feel good to see this rebound, though, this kind of bounce back with Bitcoin after the Mexican president came out. And you actually let me know kind of yesterday, you had a feeling that Trump was going to do something, but I didn't expect this. But this is good news, because now I think they're going to try to have more talks and compromise to make things better.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, if I read The Art of the Deal a couple years ago, and it's a book by Trump, and he basically said exactly what he did. In the book, he talks about, you come in there, you tell them what you want, and then you kind of slide backwards a little bit. It makes everyone feel, at first they're just like taken back, and then after a while they kind of get used to it, and then when you pull back a little bit, they're happy. When originally, if you would have came in with your number, they're gonna be like, no, 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 no. But this is actually the art of the deal. This is how Trump does business, right? So I mean, he's just taking that into politics, and I don't know. I'm happy with him as president right now. I'm happy everything's kind of being just kind of done in public, right, instead of behind the scenes.
Yeah, and sometimes that creates pain, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, we felt it over the weekend when he's trying to be a hard nose about the position. But at the end of the day, the idea is that the long run is going to be better. But also David Sachs, I think, came out and said, "Hey, look, we're going to have a meeting about crypto later today, right?" Or something like that.
Yeah,
We can
we'll,
probably
we'll,
get into
we'll get
that
into
later.
that. Yeah, yep. But let's kind of get into. So that was the weekend, and then this morning we had Mexican President Sheinbaum says tariffs from the United States are delayed for a month after discussion with President Trump. Her exact comments were, after speaking with Trump, Mexican president announces tariffs paused for 1 month from now, reinforcing U.S. borders with 10,000 troops. So Mexico is now putting 10,000 troops at the border, and the U.S. will crack down on firearm trafficking as well. So I think this is what Trump wanted. He wanted Mexican troops on the other side from U.S. troops, and he's getting that. So then maybe that was kind of the art of the deal there. So
Yeah, sounds like the first part of it, right? It's a good first little step. But yeah, I think this is exciting because it's give and take, right? And I think that's the whole
yeah,
point of it. And we can probably get to a place to where both sides are happy. So
yep. All right. So on a good note, Bitcoin closed January at 102,412. New monthly close, all-time high. We never had a monthly close that over 102. So pretty big, pretty wild to think about. But let me show Plan B stock to flow real quick, because this is a chart that I absolutely love. And then
I'm surprised. So we didn't close December higher than that. That's
No.
a bit surprising. Probably came back down at the end of December from
Yeah.
those all-time highs.
So as you can see, we kind of had an upward trend here on December. So we were just under, it looks like 100K to close the month. But now we're above it. So we might have been a little above, but this is the highest ever according to Plan B. But yeah, I mean, we're still on this trajectory for 700K. I mean, that's Plan B's number. That's kind of my number as well. But would love to hear your take on this.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to, imagine that though, right? Especially
Yeah.
when you go through something that we went through over the weekend. Some of my family has, invested in Bitcoin, from the past year, and so, obviously when it was rallying at 108, everybody's happy, but then like pulls back to like I think it got to 94 or something. Maybe I know
Yeah.
for sure it hit 95. They get their ears perk up a bit,
Yeah.
and then I'm just kind of like, okay, well, stock to flow says, and
Yeah.
they're just like, what? But yeah, and so whenever you bring this chart up, like I know what the kind of data and the science behind it forecast for, but weekends like the one we just had, sometimes it's hard for me to think
Yeah.
that we're going to be at 700,000 from like a year from now. But as we know, Bitcoin is volatile, super strong at times. It can be scary, and then the bear market, we know what happens. But
Yeah.
look, this has shown success in the past, so I think sticking to it makes sense.
100%. And like, the tariffs were, a big hit, but we have so many catalysts coming in the future that can get us there, right? We have, strategic Bitcoin reserve for multiple countries. We have states in the US, potentially strategic Bitcoin reserve. And we have, these big retirement funds potentially put it like 2% in the big. We have so many catalysts on top of potentially the US cutting taxes on, tips on everything else Trump said, right? We could have a consumption tax, and that's it going forward. We not be like, let's just say like real estate taxes gone, everything could be gone. That's such a catalyst for risk on assets.
Yeah, so the I guess rhetoric that I've been listening to would be really focused on the federal income tax. So property tax would still, depend on the state and how each state handles that, right? So I don't think that would go away because of schools and stuff. But from a nationwide standpoint, I think that would be big. I had a little back and forth with my wife about it, saying, well, it puts the ball in your court. I think we have a little bit of like an entitlement consumer mentality in America, to where we just like want to buy everything that we want. But if the consumer tax comes in, then you'd be a lot more picky, and probably learn how to save better, honestly.
Well, I don't think so. I wouldn't be. Because now I'm not getting I'm not getting taxed. I'm gonna worry about that in April. Right. So now I'm gonna feel like I don't have to have some money on the side saved. I can actually
Yeah.
spend that on a vacation and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm spending an extra $1,000 on a vacation, but if I'm saving, I don't know, $13,000 that year, what's the big deal, right? So
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So your overall
yeah,
spending will be pulled back some, because if you think about it, the consumer tax is just a roll up, kind of like to say, okay, we're kind of back to even, really. If you spend like how your spending habits were before they cut the federal income tax. Because like now you're throwing that percentage, let's say it's the consumer tax goes up by 20%, 25%. Like how much were you getting taxed on your checks, right? 30%. I know they went higher with like
40,
like
50
commission.
on crypto.
They went higher
Yeah.
for commission and stuff like that. So but like I said, I think it would make certain people be a little bit more picky on what they spend on, which could be a good thing to kind of change the mindset
Yeah,
a bit. But
that's true. All right, this is a tweet from Dr. Profit, somebody who I've been following very recently. Let me find it real quick. Here it is. He says it was controlled. It was a controlled liquidation, mainly targeting ETH. They used the trade war dump we see on the stock market as an excuse to dump ETH 35% in one candle. So he's saying that this was all manipulated, heavily manipulated. This is Dr. Profit. He has a huge following. Over 365,000 people. Like, this is a big guy. He says, even the contrast ratio between BTC and ETH does not match at all. ETH dumps too much in comparison to Bitcoin. Good sign. So he's basically saying the big boys wanted to get ETH cheaper. And we see, the Trump organization buying as much ETH as possible. This was something he's saying manipulated. What do you think?
I mean, there's all types of manipulations happening, right? Like the market makers that need to, make money, so they go liquidation shopping. I think unless there's hardcore evidence that like it's pure speculation. But look, the one thing that did happen is that ETH did go on like fire sale prices yesterday. Like I did not expect to see ETH at 2,500. I think it even touched 2,400 yesterday. I'm not sure how low it got to, but it was just mind blowing that we were back there. So maybe people are like loading up. The whales are. This is their last chance to load up before it gets sent to Valhalla, right? And everybody's waiting on Ethereum, and so it could happen, right? We'll see.
Another rumor was that they were kind of liquidation hunting on Aave and stuff like that. They seen people's liquidation prices and they were hunting that, right? Because they wanted, there's another reason why, to get the prices down, because all you have to do is hit a couple of those liquidation prices, and then all of a sudden you have this,
Cascade.
squeeze, right? It's just because they have to automatically hit the market sell. The Ethereum market sells to kind of make that loan good, which is wild. But
yeah, and you got to think too, some of the people that probably overthink situations, or are very confident in their thought process of cycles, were probably positioned themselves in what they thought were pretty safe long positions, right? Saying, okay, we're in a matter of 2 weeks to a month to where Ethereum should technically go up and hit its all-time high, and instead like having like a liquidation price at like 30 or 2,500, they get liquidated and they're just like, wow, how did that happen just now, right? So that falls into that liquidation hunting, and it sucks because it's like more and more as big entities come into place, I feel like it's gonna be easier to liquidate these kind of huge positions for longs and shorts.
100%. So over the weekend, 188 billion was wiped out of crypto markets in 24 hours. Pretty nuts. I mean, this is bigger than Luna. This is bigger than FTX. Isn't that nuts? There's a lot more coins now, but I mean, this beat FTX and Luna.
It didn't feel like it though. I mean, it definitely hurt, but it
I
was
mean,
such a it was a short period of time too. It was
yeah.
like I remember you DM'd me, were like, "Oh my god, this is a bloodbath." I was just like, "Yeah, but I think we might have needed this reset." And then I take a look, and I'm like, "God dang!" But it's like it happened literally over a day and a half, right? And
Yeah.
so now, like, it's okay. This is basically the industry that you have to have a memory of a gnat because, like, when now Bitcoin's about to try to break back over 100K. We'll see what happens today, though.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. This is a funny one. McDonald's. Every single time there is a a liquidation event or crypto dumps or something like that, McDonald's likes to tweet at us. They say, "Can I take your order?" So, and then they put ice cream. So a lot of people were putting, at McDonald's, getting my job back at McDonald's and stuff like that. And these guys play along with it. I do like the sense of humor. I do like how we have that back and forth with them. But what do you think about this?
I think it's pretty savage, right? Like, but it's also smart marketing because they know that, like, this is the free marketing opportunity to, like they need it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's funny too, right? So, everybody in the crypto space either retweeted it, I retweeted it, or they commented in their comment section. So it was something to, I think, kind of lighten the mood a little bit. So something we needed probably at the time.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. MicroStrategy did not purchase any Bitcoin this last couple of weeks, like last week. For the first time, they've bought Bitcoin every single weekend for the past 8 or 9 weekends. Is MicroStrategy just like a little worried, or are they just out of money?
Probably trying to do some sort of like, bond stock option pitch to their holders. No, I don't know. I don't think they're out of money, but maybe they've been buying so much consistently. It's probably time to chill out a bit and let the markets kind of do its thing.
Yeah, man, for sure. Here's another tweet from this guy. His name is Mark Woloski. And I saw this from another YouTuber who talked about this, but I want to kind of break this down for you guys. He says, I remember when Trump put tariffs on China in 2018 and started the first trade war. Everyone said it would cause the stock market to crash and bring on a nasty recession. See that tiny dip circled in red? That was devastating crash everyone was worried about. So look what happened. This is the crash because of the first trade war. The first time Trump put tariffs on, and look what happened. Basically, seen what we just saw, like this time around. It's like history repeated itself again. They actually played the playbook perfectly again.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it definitely looks that way, right? And then you had some people I remember from the COVID crash that came out and said, like Robert Kiyosaki, I think his name is. I might have pronounced his last name incorrectly. Sorry.
Kiyosaki.
Kiyosaki, yeah. So the Rich Dad Poor Dad guy, like during the COVID crash, he was like, "This is the best opportunity to really make tons of money." Well, he came out with that same tweet yesterday. So it, basically, to me, that was saying like these whales feel like that was the reset.
Yeah, 100%. And whales don't buy rips; they buy dips, right? That's just something that they don't do. They don't.
That's why they're whales.
Your altcoins, right? But they will send it down and then buy them cheaper when you sell. And that's kind of. But if you look here, this was the COVID crash. This was the trade war crash. This was the COVID crash. I mean, it was kind of like they were loading up here to ride this up. I mean, this is the stock market, right? So this isn't like crypto or nothing like that. This is their playground, and they do this a lot. So
yeah.
Yeah, man. Trump-backed World Liberty Financial portfolio was down bad. So it says is there, but it was down to about 280 over the weekend, but it is bouncing back now. It's still down about 14 to 20% on some of these coins here, but back up to 363. So last week they were at 380. I follow this daily, and they got up to about 420 because they added more ETH on Friday. Or it might have been Thursday. I'm pretty sure it was Friday. And then it crashed down to 280. And they haven't bought any more from my understanding, but it did bounce back pretty quickly here, sitting at 363 million here.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't buy any more. But maybe they were like, our bags are packed. We're fine. We're fine. But that was a little surprising because they definitely could have got some stuff on discount. But things
it was the weekend though. It doesn't seem like these guys work on the weekends.
Yeah, probably not. Probably, yeah, their portfolio manager probably doesn't work on the weekend. So but yeah.
Yeah, I doubt it's Eric Trump buying the damn crypto, right? He's not. Who's gonna? I don't think anyone's gonna trust him with like 20 million, but we'll see. And I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like crypto's hard, right? You can easily make mistakes. I've made mistakes, right? So these guys they hire people for this stuff.
Yeah, I imagine so.
Yeah. So we just seen World Liberty's portfolio. Now let's look at Marat's. So Marat's portfolio is actually down worse, and of course it is missing an
Is he gonna have the last laugh, you think?
So I don't. It's hard to say, right? Because here it is, right here. So he was the talk of the town. He was the guy. He was Mr. Got it all down. He was the savior. People were calling him the crypto Jesus because of his hair and stuff like that. So but his portfolio was 80, like over 80 million around that time, and he hasn't bought anything in a while, and he's down about 50% since everyone called him the crypto Jesus.
Yeah. I remember Token 2049 in Singapore was his kind of big moment. I was in Singapore for that event. And look, the one thing I will say is, I think having a complete portfolio only in memes is a bit risky, but the man has conviction. He hasn't sold one single coin. So I have a feeling he will have some sort of last laugh. It might not be blow off the top type of return, but I think he does decent because I do think that the meme coin, sector of our industry always comes back. Even if it dies off for a bit and utility takes the stage, meme coins will eventually have the stage back for some period of time. Now, I do think that we generated way too many in the last 6 to 12 months. And so maybe just those top gainers and top winners in terms of the community developed and stuff will continually push hard while the other ones maybe fade down a bit. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, Popcat is down 90%. That was one of his big holds. And then we got to remember, too, the problem with meme coins right now is there's always a new meme coin entering the market. I mean, we've seen Trump, we saw Melania, and then a week later, we saw Vine, and then we saw Jelly, and then we saw, you know what I mean? So it's like, where is this money coming from? It's coming from the old memes.
Yeah.
Right? So,
yeah, unless we get new people in, which, by the way, I will say, though, there's companies that I think are coming out of Silicon Valley, like Slingshot. Moonshot is developed, but by Dex Screener. But like that whole abstract dashboard is perfect for onboarding normies, right? So I do think there's going to be like these decentralized applications that are so easy to onboard normies that new money will come in, but we got to get that all season going first.
Yeah, 100% agree. Here's a tweet from Benjamin Cohen. He said BTC dominance tagged the trend line again. So this is something he's been following for a while here. And as you can see, it goes up. Dude, he had this built back here, right? Like, and then for it to come up and just hit his trend line and then come back down, it's pretty wild. It's wild. Like it didn't go, didn't go past it, didn't get dropped before it actually touched it and then came back down to about here. Pretty insane. It hit 64. So it's like a 4-year high, 64% Bitcoin. We haven't hit that since like 2019. It's pretty crazy. But he's saying Ethereum finally went home. He's finally getting bullish on these altcoins.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, look, the guy has had a lot of experience going to war with, ETH maxis about the dominance pairing between ETH and Bitcoin. But God dang, look at that volatility right there where that W first starts at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That first, and then it's almost like he's controlling it. How much money does he have? No, I'm just kidding. But it did tag that top line there just to kind of be like, Ben was right. and then it went back down. So, but hopefully he's getting bullish on ETH. I hope.
He called 65%. He said, he said this back in like 2022. I remember driving to work. And I said the story a few times, but in like January 2022, I remember driving to my job and like I heard him on the thing. He's like, if you want to buy an altcoin, get a cold shower first. And he was 100% right. Like if you bought anything between 2022 and now, I mean, there's a couple of things that went up, Solana and stuff like that. But Solana went down first. Right? Solana went down to 8 hours first. I mean, that was January and November. So it's been pretty crazy turn. And he's been somebody I've been following for a while. I got to say, he's way more right than he is wrong.
Yeah, and when he is wrong, he mans up and admits it, because there was a
Yeah,
small pocket where ETH was like way more dominant, and it was before he thought it would happen. I want to say last cycle, or maybe it was towards the end. I'm not
yeah,
sure, but he was wrong on it, and he admitted it on X. He said, "Yep, kudos to the ETH maxis. I was wrong on this," and it lasted for a short period of time, and then he started getting right again. Right, so like you're right. He's definitely someone that studies deep into the science behind this.
100%. I jumped to the last thing from getting the fear and greed here. Donald Trump's crypto czar, David Sachs, reportedly to hold press conference tomorrow to discuss how to secure America as a leader in digital asset ecosystems. This is something we need right now. This is something that could push us back over 100K. It could push Ethereum back over 3,000. This is something that we need. We need someone to come out and tell us what's going on. We need someone to give us something to look forward to, because the markets are forward looking. So if he comes out tomorrow and says, like, this is the plan, strategic Bitcoin reserve by June. I mean, dude, could you imagine that? Like, if he said something like that, it could be wild. And then, just given the layout of the plan, obviously it has to be okayed by the Senate and stuff like that. But like, if he just has a plan, the market is very forward looking.
I agree. And maybe he feels like he needs to hold this press conference to kind of calm the markets, right? And that would
Yeah.
be great. That would be great, because like if there's like a leader, it's like the opposite of what Gigi did right before.
Yeah.
Obviously, Sachs isn't like the chair of the SEC, but in this new position that's being created, and it's needed because the way that the market is going and industry is going with America, he could really calm the markets and say, "Hey, just chill out. Don't worry, guys. We're developing really strong infrastructure and regulation and stuff like that with the SEC and CFTC and all that stuff." So I'm excited to listen. And everybody's gonna be listening in on this.
Yeah. And to your point, like, the SEC chairman has said he doesn't know whether he can speak about Bitcoin and stuff yet, because he doesn't know if it's a security. So we might actually get that tomorrow to see what department crypto falls under. Are we going to go under the SEC? Going to go under the CFTC? Or are we going to go under a new department? And
Yeah.
preferably a new department, because I don't think we fit as a commodity. I don't think we fit as a security. I think we're something different.
Yeah, and there's definitely going to be some that do fit in both. And I
Yeah.
mean, like, some fit in security, some fit in commodity. We know that. But it's how you handle like this new digital asset class, right? Do you handle this security over here the exact same way as the SEC? I would imagine it would probably go over there, but tomorrow's going to be big, because I think they're going to, hopefully he'll be able to map out something for us to kind of have some sort of expectation moving forward.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. All right, let's get into that fear and greed. So last week was a 71. Yesterday was a 60, and I was going to tell you we dropped drastically from that 60 mark here.
Yeah, so 52.
Pretty close. 44.
Oh my god!
You were definitely on the trajectory there. I'll give that to you, because that's a tough fall. But dropping from 60 to 44. Where do you think we're going to be in about 6 hours from right now? Where do you think we're going to be for tomorrow? I would love to
56
hear your guess
maybe.
on that. Yeah. I'm thinking 60. I think we head back into the 60 range, because I just feel like we washed away all of our fears in about 6 hours, bro. It's wild. It's wild.
Yeah, all our fears and a lot of our money has been washed away, right?
Yeah.
Our value, I should say. But yeah, it's look, 44 to me is a reset, right?
Yeah.
That's a
100%.
mental perception reset, which is, in my opinion, needed. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
I'm sure it cleared up all the RSIs, and I'm excited to kind of get into that. So let's jump right into the Bitcoin price action right here, brought to you guys by BitPerp. BitPerp is going to be the leading leverage trading platform in the entire Bitcoin ecosystem. They're going to allow you to do a lot of things, and taking leverage on coins that not many places let you take leverage on. We're talking BRC, we're talking BRC20s, we're talking runes, and a lot more, guys. But these guys aren't just going to be a leverage trading platform. They're going to be a lot more than that. They have a huge announcement coming, and it's going to be pretty massive. And what they told me is they want to enrich their community. So if you guys want to take part in their paper trading competition, it's going to be coming up really soon on the Spider chain. So look out for that. Go to BitPerp, follow them, follow bitperp.io. Once they open, you're going to want to be paper trading, because it's, only thing you're losing is your time, right? So you get paper money, you get to actually learn and actually get rewarded for doing so. But check out bitperp.io.
Yep. And also, if you are watching on the YouTube side of things, if you wouldn't mind smashing that like for us, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, and turn notifications on so you know when we go live. On the X side, if you wouldn't mind smashing that like as well and sharing the space, as we want to onboard as many people as possible. And the abstract side, if there's a way to share, we ask that you can share our stream as well. And welcome to the abstract community watching us as well. So let's get into this Bitcoin price action. What we like to do during this segment is just, not any deep TA. We'll just kind of see what the fill out is for Bitcoin going for the second half of the day and the next couple of days. So we're going to start off with the hour chart here and see. And by the way, guys, like for our Bitcoin price action on Friday, I said I didn't expect like a major pump up or crash down, and that was because we didn't really get notification that Trump was going to try to add these tariffs on until I think it was around 4 p.m. Eastern. So hopefully we like to catch those kind of news events before heading into the weekend, but unfortunately we weren't back then or last weekend. But taking a look here on the hour chart, if you take a look here, we had a great bounce back, wicking all the way to about 99,000. Seems like there's a little bit of the pendulum swinging back, but nothing too much to worry about. You can see the 50-day EMA. And so, again, this is the hour chart, so it should give us a little bit of forecasting on what might happen the second half of today. But you can see this pullback is being rejected at the top of the 50-day EMA indicator there. So that's a good thing. If we can stay above this, then we might be able to port back above $100,000 Bitcoin. Now, let's kind of see what's happening recently on this chart here. So this is going to bring up data from about 1 p.m. yesterday, right? So if we take a look at the support and resistance here of where we are at 98.8, you can see there is some support, about 60 more, 70 more transactions in support here at this level, and then about 43 more. And then above that, we have, we're getting, I believe, a little bit more. So if we can push through and continue this upwards price action on the hour chart, we might be able to crack it back over 100,000 here for the second half of today. Looking at the stochastic RSI, we got into overbought this morning at 2 a.m. Central Time, right? And then it did seem like it wanted to come back down. Now it's back up. And you can see the score here is 98.22 around there. So that's a good, stochastic RSI score for the leading indicator blue line there. It maxed out at 100 there. So if we can kind of hang around here and keep trying to push back up, that's a good sign. The MACD also looks really good. Now, this blue line, we do want it to point a little bit more north and have this continuation of these green strong candles here. And then we could, like I said, kind of break back over that $100,000 mark. But we got to see here in the next 30 minutes to hour and a half to see where Bitcoin wants to go. And then I think we'd be able to have a little bit more of a strong indication of where it wants to go the second half of today. I'm feeling bullish because, the news did change. So I expect us to go back over 100,000. All right. Not financial advice, though. Don't listen to me because, I'm not an expert trader or TA analyst here. But you can see on the 4-hour chart, which gives us more of a 2 to 3 day forecast, it looks pretty good, actually. So the setup here on, for the next 2 to 3 days, if that hour chart can kind of play out, like I said, and, get us back over 100,000, I think this will kind of get more aggressive. We might form a new green candle on the MACD. You can see the blue leading indicator line on the MACD wants to go up. We came out of oversold on the stochastic RSI as well, heading to the overbought territory there. As long as we don't have any bad news, any bearish, strong news, I think that we can kind of turn the charts around here, guys. But that is what I'm seeing for Bitcoin, for the second half of today. Feeling pretty bullish. And if that plays out, then the 4-hour chart for the next 2-3 days should look pretty good as well. So hopefully that helps you guys.
Yeah, man. Great job there, dude. And then we'll jump into today's roll call. If you're new here, what we do is we kind of go through, see who's in the chat. This is your time to shine. If any comments or any questions, pop them in the roll call, and we'll get to them as we go. But on this show, we do a thing called First is First, and really important because at the end of the year, we're going to be giving away something really cool to the winner here. And we have someone new joining us now for the First is First. Let me get you on the spreadsheet here.
ASAP Rocky.
Yeah, man. Shout out to you, my friend. Okay. All right.
Yep. ASAP Benji, first time on the First is First. Congrats, sir. Let's see if you can get, a couple days in a row here and catch up to some of these crazy people like WebJoe who hits it typically every day. Oh, you're on mute, brother.
So WebDro is there at 6. No, I wasn't saying anything. And then I just said something just now. And then at 6, and then WebDro's okay, so we have PJ and Z at 4, and then Yasher at 4 as well. So yeah, man. All right, let's jump through this now. We have Track Tab says, "Are you going to stream on Track Network?
Why not?
Is that possible?"
Yeah. If it's a working product, yeah, why not?
And he gave his someone gave their address for USD donations. And then we had our boy Danny Boy, man, number 2 here. Shout out to Danny Boy, one of our mods. We appreciate you so much, man, dear, every single day. I got my man WebDro. I gave you the wrench over the weekend. I just thought you deserved it, my friend, but you are now one of our mods as well. You guys, the mods don't got to do anything. All you guys got to do is make sure no one comes in your spamming and stuff like that. But I appreciate you guys helping us out. Malam Yuri is here. Shout out to you, my friend. Biggest sale ever. It really was. If you're interested in deals, you had one over the weekend. Nighthawk UXL says, GM, hold hands. I'll hold your hand, buddy. and then we got Web Dresses 91K bounce strong so far. Lucky Lukey says, hey. Tim Baker says, Bloody Monday. It's getting a little better, Tim. It's getting a little better. But that was at 1:24 a.m. Yeah, it was rough around that time. Gary D says, macro looks good per usual. Feels like calm before the storm. Prepare yourself, lads. We all wish we bought during this dump. Yeah, 100%, dude. 100% agree. I was getting out of risk on stuff and getting into riskier stuff. But G Money says, Shizzy, sell us all your bitmaps at $15. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I'll sell it to you at 10, honestly.
Do you even have any?
No, but if I did, I would. I was smart and got out way higher. So I'm not really just not bullish on bitmaps anymore, unless they get on other chains. And then PJNZ says sell, so I can buy. Bitmap Capital is here. Matt says roll call. GM. No, GM. Everything is on sale today. Mempool Punk is here. Shout out to Mempool Punk. Ordinals Tweets is here. The time to buy has not yet come. Wow. He's saying we go lower, bro.
Okay.
Mats is here with his goose. Sixes is here. Nagi is here. ASAP Benji, of course. VoltFi. It's our guys. They say hold the fort. Make volatility your friend. So on VoltFi, you could have actually made money. With the volatility that we have the last 2 days.
Well, the last month, really. The problem is that like, let's say that like you got on like a platform, and I think they have an amazing product that's going to be coming. But like, let's say that when are you going to play it? Because no one's anticipating that like news coming out of nowhere with DeepSeek or the tariffs and stuff. But and then if it lasts for like a week or so, right? Well, I guess you could play it because if like today, that's where you would have made the money, right? Because it went down. And so gotta learn more about it.
Yep. Cheaty says, what's up, guys? Danny Boy, GM. Let's see. Joko is here. Shout out to Joko. We got Jameson, husband and son.
Yo.
Husband and son? Yeah, husband and son. Shout out to you, my friend. Glass Hopper is here. I think your first time making it, Jameson.
He's been a member for a while. Shout out to Jameson. He's a big fan of Emblem too. So.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much for being a member as well. Steamy J is here. KM says, I don't think we need to hear from them. They are pro-crypto. That's all we need to know right now. It also gives those of us with conviction more time to load up on cheap Bitcoin. Yeah, 100%.
He likes it. He likes the fire sale, man.
Patty Poo is here. Patty Poo says, OpCap, 40% bounce. Wow. Yeah, I really haven't been paying attention to Fractal lately. I Walk Alone says, GM, smash the like button. And then Danny Boy says, I think we could go a little lower too, maybe under upper 80s. Interesting. Hugh Jorgen says, buy the second bounce. And then Danny Boy says, if you look at the weekly or monthly, even we could range a little bit more. Yeah, I mean, all really good points, honestly. I mean, we just don't know what's going to happen. But I don't know. I'm kind of predicting we've seen the bottom, at least local bottom.
Yep. I hope so. You know,
Yeah.
here's the scary part though. It's like I think most of us that look into data from the previous cycles realize that there is going to be some sort of alt season pump.
Yeah.
You know, at least I would think, most of us think this, but like it could go dry from now until like April and then pump all of April and then kind of come down in May. And that was it. Right. And so, or volatility until then. And that's the scary part. But like, if you have convictions in the bags that like you really do believe in, then I think you just got to kind of go out, like, weather the storm.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean? Weather the storm. That's my mentality, at least. Not financial advice, of course, but that's how I'm going to try to get through this. And it could start early, and that would be best case scenario. So
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Let's kind of get into the ordinal stuff here. So we got Odin.fun launches today. I haven't really seen a tweet from Bob postponing it, so it does look like it's going to be opening up to everybody. But if you are one of the lucky people who did get codes to get in, you're in already and you're able to play. So let's show you guys what the site looks like if you're interested in joining today. And if you guys need a code, you can reach out to me. I can definitely set you up with a code. So it's just at Shizzy Sats or at Ord Revolution on X. DM me and I can send you a code. But I mean, it's looking like you were hours away from the opening anyway. So let's kind of take a look at what's going on. What's your experience from this so far? I know we've been playing with this so far. Love to get your opinion on how it's been.
yeah, so it actually reminds me the most of like Moonshot, right? So I've been on Pump Fun, and Pump Fun to me is just it's too overwhelming, right?
Yeah.
GMGN is even like overwhelming when you're on Solana, but it's less overwhelming than the actual Pump Fun platform. Moonshot to me, I feel like has a really good like balance. Like, I've been messing around on the Moonshot for abstract, but it supports like base and Solana as well. And that's kind of what I get from this. And they all follow under like the Pump Fun style, right? To where you're bidding to get that bonding curve. And so I think it's pretty fun, right? And people are participating that I wouldn't expect to participate in this. And that's the biggest thing. Again, we had BTC.fun on Merlin, and it was more focused on the mint side of things before, being bonded and then going. So I think this has more degen aspects to it because it's like they're not minting, and if it doesn't bond, you can still lose and get out traded, right? And so maybe that is an aspect that like really attracts some of these degens that are more known as layer one maxis. So kind of surprised that they're even playing in this.
Yeah, I mean, when you have guys like Farmer Joe over here, and Bob Bodley and a lot of bigger names, people usually tend to follow them, right? And I think that's why you see a lot of layer one maxis, people who puppet holders, for instance, coming over here and playing, and probably see more and more. So the best part about this to me is kind of seeing who's the who. Obviously, someone can pick a name. Obviously this might not be Leonidas, but it might be, right? But you just don't know. But that Bob is the dev here, and Bob is Bob Bodily, 100% prove of that. So this is Odin Dog, and I love the charting. The charting is like really good. It kind of goes all the way back to the beginning, kind of shows you everything, which is probably one of the hardest parts for them to get together and like a code and everything. But you got Michael Saylor trading off here right now, and kidding. I doubt that's Ball Washer. I mean, he's a big player, and then stuff like that. So I don't know. I like the comments as well. Saturday night I got rugged though. I was in Trash Fly and I was playing around, and the dev rugged the project. And I was like, God damn it! But it was fun because people were in here and they were like saying like to trash holla and stuff like that. So like a community was building, and then the dev just came in and just rugged the project, right? So well, I can say project, but meme. It's hard calling these people devs because like, what did you dev? What did you develop? Like, I don't know.
It's a scheme a scheme to be able to dump on someone's head, basically, right? But yeah, I will say though the deposit was not a pleasant experience, but I never worried about it because Bob has been in the space. We've had him on the show multiple times. Really brilliant guy in the Bitcoin ecosystem space. It was just they're trying to figure out how to make it smoother, and I believe maybe they have figured that part out. But it does seem like they're utilizing, ICP technology. I've seen like some errors that come up that mention canisters. So, it's like the smart contract version over there is smart canister. And so it's going to be interesting to see how this ends up being, playing out, because, we have BTC.fun, which I thought was an amazing idea, right? Like being able to mint and then sending the liquidity, because that's the difference is like, when you mint over on BTC.fun, you get all the fees and that becomes the liquidity pool, right?
Yeah.
So you don't lose out on the fees, or, it's just kind of you're forming together. But over here, it's kind of, these transactions are going to the miners and stuff. So the miners do get that. And then they create the liquidity pools after it bonds. Now, the one thing I will say, though, is that you earn Bitcoin through this, is my understanding, if you add LP.
Yeah.
So that is one of the attractive parts that I think is maybe attracting these, layer one maxis to say, oh, wow, I can earn Bitcoin by, putting LP up there. So
yeah,
I don't know.
So you just go from trade to liquidity, and you're able to everything is up against Bitcoin. So you just put, you can put the amount of dog you want with the amount of Bitcoin, and you LP. So I mean, let's just say you are a whale and you want to kind of like dollar cost average out. If you're if you're bullish on it, you could just put it up on an LP and let people buy it from you, right? So that's another way of people use. I mean, I love this, dude. I love this site. I think it's absolutely amazing. I think Bob did a great job on it. Yeah, I mean, there's really not much. Okay, let me actually, I did want to show you guys how to do stuff. So if you go up to your name, you can kind of see what coins you're in. And I'm in a few of them. This is Bondsworth. This is something that I deployed last week. Didn't do well, but I only did it so I can get a badge. I'll show you guys the badges later. Very similar to what Abstract is doing. But let's just say you're in Odin Cat and you want to get in something different, right? So you just go here, you hit sell 100%, and then you'll place the transaction. It comes up here, selling. So it's sold that quickly. You go back to Odin.fun. You find the coin that you're interested in buying. And of course it wants me. Okay, I should have waited. All right, so let me give a quick refresh here. And then I want to get in Ghost Node. I think Ghost Node, now that Odin Cat's kind of popped up here, I kind of want to get into Ghost Node. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to hit Ghost Node. And it's going to take me over to where I can purchase it, which is the DEX. What the heck? Okay, so market cap, Ghost Node, buy one. We'll go. I have 0016, so we'll go 0015. I'll place the order and done. So a lot better experience. It's the best runes experience that I've ever had because I don't got to wait for these giant blocks to happen.
Yeah, I wonder if this is going to catch though, because we've had, like I mentioned before, BTC.fun, which I thought was a cool approach to do it. Different though, it is different in terms of you don't do the bidding and then bonding, right? It's just minting. Then you have Sats Pump Fund that, like, we know that Francis created on Fractal. Now the Sats Pump Fund is different because it didn't integrate runes, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know if this is going to be like I guess the Bitcoin ecosystem community, more specifically layer one maxis, I don't know if this is like a short-term kind of attention span thing or if they're going to actually buy into it, and we'll find out, I guess, here soon.
Yeah, 100%. But we have a historic moment for ours. We got our first tip over here on this. So we got what's the name? OX9351 tipped us 5 Pengu. Our first ever tip on Abstract, guys. We are killing it right now. Thank you so much for this donation. Absolutely insane. Thank you. First one.
Yep.
So I just wanted to bring that up. Appreciate
that.
All right, let's kind of get into this by Unisat here. So Unisat came out with this really cool tool. It's basically unlock any unconfirmed or unavailable UTXO with Unisat wallet. I didn't really get a chance to really dig into it on how it works, but the way they said it's going to work is you're able to go into UXO and put more transactions. Am I getting that right?
Yeah, so that's the breakdown that I got from it, right? Is that like one of the worst case scenarios is, like, let's say that like you've been waiting for an announcement for like a mint or something, and but you heard it was delayed or something, and then you put in another transaction for something else. You're sending Bitcoin to somewhere, but all your Bitcoin's in that wallet or account. And then now all of a sudden they announce the mint happened, right? Now, technically, from what I'm understanding here, is that you're able to use this tool to unlock any unconfirmed UTXOs and, basically add transactions. You can now you can now unlock to use it in subsequent transactions without waiting for confirmation. So, I think what I hear from that, and maybe I'm understanding it wrong, but is that you can push the next transaction into that UTXO. So now you don't have to wait for the next block, because we know that can be cumbersome and just take forever, the horrible situation. So that would be huge if that's the case, because I think many people will use this.
Yeah, 100%. Or if, like, let's just say you accidentally, or let's just say you put, at 1 sats per VBuy, and then some crazy mint happens that you weren't expecting, and now it's at 9. But you want your transaction to go through. Now you can actually use this. It says stuck on chain due to low fees, right? So now you can actually go in and pump that fee higher. You could do that right now with mempool.space, but it's super expensive. It's like $50.
Yeah, and also there was a actual comment here in the chat that says tap protocol front run Unisat on this tool. Did they?
Oh,
I
wow.
didn't see an announcement of those guys that did that. I know that they had the, take your inscriptions, unused inscriptions and turn them into Bitcoin or usable Bitcoin, right? And so I didn't know that they added this, and if they did, kudos to them too, because now you have two different tool sets, right? Or I guess wallets that has this tooling in it, which is huge. So
yeah, man, 100%, 100%. All right, let's kind of get let's jump into a market update here. Let's kind of check out what is going on, because like I was actually watching Node Monkeys over the weekend, and that is not Magic. I was actually watching Node Monkeys over the weekend because I was hoping to see it dip down to like 4,000, but it hit 5,000 and then turned around and went up to 6,000. I was like, no. But then the puppets kept dropping, and I was curious why they kept dropping. But I went on X, and people were saying that Node Monkeys holders were trying to save liquidations, or not Node Monkeys,
puppets.
The puppets holders were trying to save their liquidations on ETH, so they were dumping their puppets really cheap. So let's actually show what's going on here. This is the Node Monkey sitting at 6.2 thousand. Puppets are at 5.5. This got down to 4.8 yesterday. Insane.
Yeah, I mean, because I think that like the puppets are going to bounce back, right?
Yeah.
But I was the one that would always say that I felt like Node Monks was going to be that leader, and puppets would be like trailing in number 2 in that number 2 spot, and I still feel that way. But they have the energy to kind of leapfrog again. But like in the end, I do feel like Node Monks will do that. But another thing that's weird is that like Node Monks did have a bunch of ETH people that were convicted to Node Monks, in Node Monks during that big run up too, right? So I think there's probably a lot of ETH people that hold that, but maybe not as many degen traders. I'm not sure. Obviously, they had to sell their puppets down, is what it seemed to be the case, right? So, and probably pups took a hit too then.
Yeah, man. But isn't it funny how Quantum Cats and Ordinal Maxibiz didn't dip at all? I mean, it dipped a little bit, right? But like over the course of like 7 days, to the comparison of, I guess they're down 12, they're on 7. I guess they all kind of dipped. But what people were saying was that Maxibiz and Quantum Cats are real Bitcoin people, and that's why they really didn't dip while ETH kind of dipped. Do you believe that at all, or do you think that's just bullshit?
I mean, they probably have less ETH community members in there,
Yeah.
that were original ETH maxis, but I'm sure they'd still have, a decent amount, but I saw that post. I think it was Bongo that posted that. But no, I look, I think Node Monks do well. I think they do extremely well, because it's not just about if it's people from the Ordinal community or ETH Maxi community or whatever. They do have that narrative of the early inscriptions, and I'm telling you, that's going to at some point pour into the value of these Ordinals, right? And so that's, to me, now I know I'm different. I'm more of a collector of things, right? And so I do look at that more. But I think that once like these are trading at like really high levels of value, people will be like, well, why is this worth more than that? Why is this worth more than that? And I think like the people that know the history behind Ordinals and kind of the attributes will bring that up over and over. But that's I think we're a far time away from like these assets and NFTs kind of hitting those crazy booms again. Maybe we're 12 months away, maybe we're 8 months away, but that's a long time in our space.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, a week. I'm sure next week's gonna feel like what happened yesterday was insane. Yeah, it was so long ago, But now we're kind of pushing up. But let's kind of jump into the next thing here. So there was a collection that went live and over the weekend. Well, it went live last week for mint, and then it revealed itself. It's called Portraits. It had a crazy amount of volume, and it's over 10K collection, which is huge, but about $100. What's your opinion on the portraits? I haven't really looked too much into them. They are recursive, obviously. So they're referring the images to the ordinal themselves, and of course it's not going to show me the pictures. But what do you think about the portraits?
Yeah, I wish they would show here. I don't know what's
I
going
know.
on with that, but from the ones that I've seen, I think it's an awesome example of use case for the recursive approach, right? I think the art is really cool, but it is more of like an artist type of collection, right? Like it's cool
Yeah.
because it's like abstract or unique or whatever you want to call it, right? But yeah, do I think it catches on like long term and it stays like really popular? I don't know, man. I don't think traders want to get into this, right? So long term holds, right? So like something that goes into like that bucket of early inscriptions type of thing to where it's unique. It uses recursion. I'm sure they used exotic or rare sats inscribing on these somehow or something. So in that aspect, cool. It is cool. And if this dropped, I think in like a peak of ordinal and NFT season, then I think it would do really well, because
Yeah.
that's obviously an image of Casey, right? Like when he had his pipe mixed in with some weird, crazy looking dude. Like, so in that aspect, I think it's cool.
Yeah. I like it too. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to do well though. That's the problem, right? So it's like it's tough. It's a really tough time to be dropping something. But when they dropped them last week, you really didn't know that, right? So it's really hard to kind of time it. But it is up 90% on the day, so good for them. People are buying these. What do you think? What do you think is a fair value price for these? Let's just say like in like 3 to 6 months.
They're going for $100.
Yeah.
So again, like there has to be. I mean, this sucks to say this, but whenever there's not like a bull market for ordinals and NFTs, there's got to be some wash trading, and I know that. But if you do look at Crypto Slam, shout out to those guys because they do a good job with the analytics and data. Bitcoin is ranked number 2 in volume. Our ecosystem is behind, but if you look at wash trading, it's the lowest out of any of the popular chains, right? So it doesn't happen that often, or at least they're not catching it. But I feel like it's going to be hard to sustain it unless there's some like big like group that are driving behind it, driving the value or narrative. And love Udi or hate Udi, because I know a lot of people in our space hates Udi right now. The guy and his team has done an excellent job with quantum cats, keeping people from listing their quantum cats. And so that's what's really kept the floor price up for quantum cats. So whoever the creator is with portraits, that they're really going to have to think of a way to create that narrative or that community goal together to really keep the floor price strong.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Udi, in my opinion, is a scumbag, but I mean, he's keeping his price up, right? So I don't know. But there is the wizards that he's promising these people, right? So there's a wizard. I think it's like 5,000 or whatever it is. I don't know. It's common, but he's promising, if you do have, especially if you have a male and a female, or no, what are they called? They're alive and dead. You are guaranteed pretty much a wizard. So
I mean, I've been hearing that forever. So we'll see whenever they drop those.
True, but I mean, but it's not the time, right? We wouldn't drop them today; they'd probably just be dropped. So, but yeah, so node monkeys and puppets. For the longest time, I was more bullish on puppets. You were more bullish on node monkeys. I'm starting to come around to your side, and the main reason is the Rockbot. So Raktoshi created this AI automated Twitter, and he's doing something crazy stuff. First off, he wanted like a bunch of Signet Bitcoin, and then now he's doing something else. I don't know what Raktoshi's doing. But I know the puppets aren't building really anything from my perspective. But he might be building something for node monkeys. So that could be why you're seeing a resurgence here in node monkeys as well.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. He definitely did the teasing thing, right?
Yeah.
I think 2 weeks ago, and then he took back over the account, I think, and moved the bot to its own account.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was funny. He's like, "Get out here! You're not doing a good enough job, man. I'm paying you what for to do what?" No, I'm just kidding. But that was I did think that was pretty funny that he did he kicked the bot out, the rock bot
Yeah.
out of his house, and now he's managing his own account again. The guy, another guy that's either hero or villain to some people in this space. One thing you can't deny about him is he knows how to create hype and eventually deliver on value. Look, like the Node Monks, that was one of my best plays of
Yeah.
2020. I think it was early 2024 or maybe late 2023.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like you're talking about a floor price of 0.85 Bitcoin, dude. That's what is it now? 0.08?
Yeah. I mean, you got to remember too, Bitcoin, the price back then was 40K, right? And now it's
Was
100.
it? I think it was a
So
little bit higher. I think it was a little bit higher. I think it was.
yeah,
I think in February is when we got into that, and that's whenever it
gotcha.
propelled to like 60 or 70. But like, yeah, 0.85 was like $50,000 at that point, right?
Yeah.
So it's still a high value, right? So my point is that like if he can create like the demand again for these, look, and we don't even know if he's officially still like behind it, but it seems like you know he is, but we'll see.
Yeah, and him and Rockbot both have like a Node Monkey PFP, right? So I mean, it's not like he's like changed his PFP or anything. He's still definitely behind it. So I don't know. I think he's building something. He's building something. But I definitely want to show you some of these prices. Like the frogs sitting at 1.2. It's $1,200 for a frog, man. Absolutely insane. Some of these prices are just so cheap right now.
Yeah, I mean they are. They're really, really cheap, and so the frogs too. Another collection that got to point 0.5, 0.6 Bitcoin in December of 2023. I think it was point 0.5 is the highest, but at that point it was $40,000 Bitcoin, I think, or
Yeah.
38, something like that. And so, but still, point 0.5. You're talking about. I remember them being like 17 to $20,000 floors. So, I do think that this space comes back in terms of like the ordinal space and the NFT space. When well, I think we got to like get through alt season first, right? So
100%. And real quick too, Alu sitting at 840, Bitmap sitting at $16, bro.
you
Wow.
like saying that, huh?
Wow. No, I don't like saying it. It does. I feel bad for the Bitmap holders, man. It's been kind of down only, but I do think that the bullish times are coming though. So
Yeah. Can you go to volume and see where Bitmap stands in volume? Is there a volume ticker?
so
Okay, so
on
maybe it
this,
already was set to volume.
yeah, it
Okay, so
was.
they're down there. There's like 22 or something.
Yeah,
17. So you had it up there. Scroll up
right
a
there.
little bit right there.
Yeah, 17. So I mean, there's still sales, right? So there's 353
Yeah.
sales, and so still buying them, still buying them.
Yeah.
All right, all right. Let's get into our next segment here. So every Monday, if you're new here, we do Merlin Monday. That's with the guy, the head guy there in Merlin, man. And there's not many places where you can get the top guy from the chain on every single Monday, and we appreciate that. But it's officially Merlin Monday, so let's get the banner here. So, what is Merlin for maybe some people that are new?
Yeah, so Merlin, in my opinion, is like the pioneer Bitcoin layer 2 that started to innovate right away and be able to bridge, Bitcoin layer 1 assets to a Bitcoin layer 2, right? That uses kind of Polygon EVM technology. And they started that, right? And if you kind of rewind, they in my mind that I remember they were the first to use account abstraction with Bitcoin layer 1 assets, right? Using a particle network. So a lot of firsts for Merlin. And so I think that, they'll always, kind of have that like special place as being the first with that. And now that what they've done is really just, increase the size of their network by a lot. Adding partners like Emblem Vault, which is going to be bridging rare Pepes and eventually all types of ordinals over to Merlin chain and other EVMs as well. And then, just constantly working to bring new stuff but exciting builders to the space. So that's what Merlin chain is in a nutshell. And so excited to get Jeff back on here as to hear some possible more updates from them.
Yeah, I mean, it's safe to say that they're pioneers in the space for sure.
100%, 100%. And also, let's not forget one other thing too, is that like Jeff is an OG from Bitcoin Layer 1 ecosystem, building bitmap.game and BRC 420, and also donating to the Runestone airdrop, all that great stuff. He supports Ordinals, inscribing Ordinals everywhere, conferences and stuff. So super excited that we get to have this weekly segment with him.
Yeah, man. So without further ado, let's bring in Jeff. Jeff, welcome back to Ordinal Revolution.
Hi, what's up, guys?
What's up? What's up? Did you have a good Chinese New Year?
I mean, we had a pretty chill Chinese New Year in Singapore. It's not, like that Chinese culture like China.
Yeah.
But yeah, we friends gathering, chill, have some talks, experiencing the huge drop of Bitcoin, but it came back.
It's crazy. Like, what do you think is going? Like, this is okay. So 3 weeks ago, we had the big drop with AI. Then we had 1 week, the next weekend to relax. Chinese New Year kind of came through, and then this past weekend, another big drop with tariffs and stuff. Like, should we just expect volatility until like maybe the summer or something? What's your mindset with that?
Yeah, I think there's a huge change in this cycle when you check the valuation of Bitcoin and all the other tokens. So basically, in 2016, 2020, they're pretty close to each other. So when Bitcoin goes up, probably like weeks after, all the other tokens go up with the Bitcoin. So the two lines are very close to each other. But when you see this cycle, you see these two lines are just separate. Yeah, I mean, I can find the graph and show you guys later. But it's right now, I think it's just like hard fork. The Bitcoin line is going up and up, but all the other tokens are going down. So you can see the huge gap between it. And from now on, I kind of tend to believe that is the new
Trend.
the new trend, or you can say like the future, the new norm, in a sense, because right now we have too many tokens, and most of them are going to be zero, after all. So right now the market is just, people or the institutions are buying Bitcoin, and I think all the other tokens cannot be categorized as just altcoin. They need to be more specific, like Solana and Solana, like related projects and tokens are doing fine. Ethereum is doing really, really bad. And all the other alts. I see another graph today. I think the latest 20 tokens got listed on Binance and Binance Futures, basically dropped 75 to 90% in the past 25 days. Yeah, in the past 25 days. So I think that's a new norm here. And we just need to find a better way to adjust, to the new norm.
Yeah.
Are we just early in the cycle? Do you think that maybe like in 6 to 8 months from now things kind of change and we get bullish, especially when we get like real regulation here in the U.S., when we have companies actually building in public? Maybe you have like Apple and stuff that has a crypto project that that drops eventually in the future, gets people more bullish on crypto. Do you think maybe we're just so super early in the cycle?
I mean, to the whole crypto ecosystem, I think we're always early, and in this cycle, nobody can predict. But some people, they think this cycle is over because too many tokens drain the liquidity, and nothing exciting like last cycle with DeFi, with games, with NFT. At that time, I think people still had hope. They actually believe crypto can reach mass adoption. And this time, it's just I think people don't have belief. Comparing to last cycle, people just go there PvP, and it's just based on money. Like if you go to pump fund community, you can see all these tradings about money. Like people don't really care what's behind the ticker.
Yeah. So maybe also, from what I'm hearing, this could be the cycle that the crypto kind of aligns more with the stock market mentality then, in terms of like, okay, what are the solid projects that are going to be coming out from this cycle, right? And I think, Merlin being a chain and projects building on Merlin, that positions Merlin in a better position than, just obviously like memes and stuff like that. That's, to me, I'm a bit worried about memes because, like you said, the pump funds in these factories of like, they're like meme warehouses that just keep pumping new memes out, is like liquidity gets too spread, right? But maybe that mentality transitions into like the stock market of, okay, what's the revenue for Merlin, or what's the revenue for this project that's built on Merlin or another chain? Do you think maybe that this could be the cycle for that?
I think in a 2 to 3 year time frame, that should be the consensus that people are looking at.
Yeah.
But one thing like I'm worried about is like 3 months ago, if you bought a meme like AIXBT at that time, AI16Z, whatever meme ACT you're buying at that time, you can probably hold that token for like 2 weeks to 4 weeks. And like about a month ago, you can hold the tokens to like about a week or so. But in the past 2 weeks, what I observe in the community is people don't hold a token more than 12 hours. And when you looking at all these influencers, KOLs tweets, you can see they love the token that in China they call this like a fast dying game, or like the fastest game ever. So basically they want to promote a token that can go up like 100 times in like 5 minutes, and then after today they don't talk about this token anymore. These are the assets the traders are interested in, like hardcore PvP, which leads to today's big drop. Everything is like every token got a huge crash. So like that worries me, because this only incentivizes teams or builders or the warehouses to do things faster. So right now it's a very, very like 10 times fast forward game. Everything you see is faster, 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 faster. Like before, we had ordinal sets, we can hold that token 3 months to 6 months, and then we consider to sell or not. But right now it's like to me, like when I traded memes on Solana, I need to think in like minutes or even seconds. Like my K line is based on 1 second. So so that does like worry. Like I'm very really worried about this, because what after this, and I think today shows what will eventually happen to the community, because everyone is doing this kind of gambling.
Yeah. Well, I do think that like the strong utility and stuff, like you said, in 2-3 years, that's I think that probably needs to be fast forwarded to the next 6 months, in my opinion, to have these big projects that have like RWA, some sort of like, okay, this is the revenue that this project is bringing in annually or whatever, and that's where I think the big money starts to be injected, and then the gambling starts to fade off, and Shizzy's someone that's complained about memes for a long time, and so maybe this is something that's going to happen, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. The future is definitely unpredictable in crypto for the most part. But what about Merlin Chain? What's new with Merlin Chain? What do you guys have planned? Obviously, it's definitely trying to figure out what's going on through the weeds. But what do you guys have planned coming up?
Yeah. So we upgraded first. We upgraded the network 10 days ago, and now it's fork 9. Right now, Merlin supports Aragon RPC, which means I think all the exchanges and wallets are upgrading with Aragon RPC, so it will be faster. Like before, when people were using OKX wallets, it like sometimes it's like laggy for like 5 seconds, 10 seconds to reveal your balance. And with Aragon RPC, that will be solved. And the next upgrade will be fork 9 to fork 12. So if people look into that, on Google, you will see fork 12 is like a different thing, a total different thing. Right now, the TPS on Merlin is about 25 to 100, and with fork 12, that number will be 50 to 60 times higher. So basically,
Nice.
after that upgrade, you don't see, like, when we launched Party before, you still see the transactions are jammed in the mempool for about, like, 1 hour, 1.5 hour. After that upgrade, there will be no more jam. So the fork 12 is coming probably in 1 to 2 months. We have that on testnet. We just need to test that for for a longer time to make sure everything is safe. Safe is like always the first priority. The second thing is like when we talk about POS, proof of stake last year. So I think the first version of the proof of stake will be launched very soon, definitely in Q1. So the alpha version will allow users to to stake Bitcoin, to stake Merle token, and you can stake and withdraw like anytime you want. Probably you need to wait like 24 hours or so, but it's not like nothing crazy. But with the proof of stake, we'll be having hundreds of nodes to secure the network, to make sure the mainnet is more decentralized, day by day. And because it seems like nobody is working on the BVM at this moment, or in a very short period of time. I'm sorry, like not nobody, but like the progress is slower than what we expected. So I think to make sure the network is more decentralized is of course something we need to do. And we will be having some like marketing plans, trading competition based on tokens on Merlin, and using Universal X to buy other chains memes with Merlin Bitcoin. This kind of marketing promotion stuff coming up in the coming week. So yeah, I think that is basically what happened in the past week.
Yeah, that's awesome. The TPS going up 50 to 80 times is going to be huge, because I do remember it did get clogged up a bit, so that's going to be a huge solution there. Universal X. So for the audience that doesn't know what this product is, it's created by a particle network that uses like account abstraction like to the max. So you can basically, be using Merlin, but you don't need to buy. You can buy tokens on Solana. You can buy tokens that are hot in different areas, right? And so that is an amazing product. And I think that that's where the future is going to go in terms of this cross-chain movement that's happening, right? You see Abstract Chain, that like that's basically their name, because they believe in interoperability. You guys are using a same partner in Emblem Vault, like that's going to try to bring over rare Pepes, Ordinals, all these things, and a pretty quick approach, right? Is the idea. Is that how you see the future, though? Do you see the future of like someone that is using Merlin Chain but doesn't even realize it? They're buying like a rare Pepe and a builder site that is using Merlin, but they don't really care because they're just account abstraction type of approach.
Yeah, because I think like from last year to this year, people feel more comfortable about bridging their stablecoin, Bitcoin, other tokens to Merlin. And when they have Bitcoin on Merlin, I think we need to find more things to do. So like before we have the BTC5, and actually today, like I check all the numbers with Soft. Their APY is really good. So if you have Bitcoin, you want to have some APYs, because it seems like Bitcoin is the only thing that doesn't go down a lot. So their Jupiter vault for so basically they use Bitcoin to become LPs on Jupiter. So their Jupiter program has like 15% APY today. Their Ethena had 10% APYs. Like all these programs, first they're legit. They're using your Bitcoin to become LP on other chains, and you can withdraw your Bitcoin anytime you want. Like I think waiting time is like 3 days to get that out, because like they need to pull that out from Solana or like Ethereum to get back to you. But anyway, so we find BTC5 for Bitcoin, and then when people want to trade other stuff on Ethereum, Solana, Base, BNB chain, and this Bitcoin can be used as well. So I think that is something we want to do, because apparently right now there are not like many things you can do on Merlin, to be honest. So but still, if you have your Bitcoin on centralized exchange or on layer 1, there's less thing you can do.
Yeah. So basically utilize it to earn for yourself. That makes sense. One more question, and sorry, Shizzy, did you have one?
No, go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You go first.
You go first. All right.
Okay.
So last time we talked to you, you were talking about BTC.fun, and how now they're going to be using the ELIZA framework. I was wondering if there's any updates on that.
Yeah. So it's fully integrated, and we are just waiting for the devs, to actually integrate the ELIZA with Ruins OBS 20. I don't think we need to wait like a long time, but the dev, they need to be like they need to do their work to do that. And I think the question in my mind would be like, what is the best practice to combine Bitcoin and AI? I've been thinking about this question for like a month, and I mean, I don't have an answer right now, but I saw many people there, talking about this on Twitter and stuff. So I think that is one thing probably the Bitcoin community need to do at this moment, because the trading memes on Bitcoin Layer 1 definitely it's hard for the outsiders, but finding a way to combine Bitcoin and AI, that's something better. Just not only using ELIZA or other frameworks, but building our own framework. I think that that is something matters. And also, like, one fun fact: do you guys see the mempool finally cleared all the ordinal transactions like a day ago, I guess?
Yeah. You talking about when it got to 1 sat per VByte?
Yeah, and they clear all the waiting transactions on like in the mempool.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
Yeah, that's
It
crazy.
was
It's
wild.
like when we were minting sats, like I think a year and a half ago, or like a year, 4 months ago, like people believe like these transactions will never be cleared, but it seems like they're all cleared on chain.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. I was watching it over the weekend too, and at first, the last block was gone, right? Because if you look at the mempool, you have like 7 blocks. It was gone, and then all of a sudden, I saw like it was 3 blocks gone, and then 5 blocks gone, and then it was 1 block, and I was like, oh man, had a little bit in it. I was like, I was, but like that to me, maybe signals a bottom. Do you think maybe?
I hope
maybe,
so.
I mean, it has to,
It
right?
can't go
there's
first than that. It can't go
I
further
mean,
than
you
that.
can't go to like 0 like gas, right? 0 feedback. Like you can't go that far.
Yeah.
I wanted to just inscribe stuff. I was like, what can I inscribe? And I inscribed a few dumb things, nothing crazy, just but it was so cheap. It was like 50 cents of Bitcoin. It was wild.
Well,
Yeah.
well, let me ask you. So, 2 weekends ago, I was a bit frustrated, because like everybody was getting frustrated with runes and all that stuff, and I called Casey out. I tend to do that once a year, I guess, and so I told him, I said, thank you for creating ordinals, because that was a special thing for sure, inscriptions and stuff, but like kind of big middle finger to you for like destroying the relationship between BRC20s and ordinals, because like I look at a chain or a protocol that has an on-chain economy to have a relationship between NFTs, ordinals, and like a fungible token standard, and usually they work together where the fungible token standard brings in the most liquidity, but it gets passed back and forth, and that worked very well for the first year of BRC20s and ordinals. And then whenever the idea of runes came in, that kind of messed up that relationship, and people were stopped almost instantly, kind of stopped focusing on BRC20s once the news came out that runes was coming. So do you think that's that I'm correct with that, and that it could have continued forward, or do you think that like runes had to have happened, like that there was no way to not bring it?
Yeah, first, I think at that time people had like lots of expectations, really high expectation for Bitcoin assets. That's why you saw like 100 Bitcoin Layer 2s. But right now, how many Bitcoin Layer 2s did you see? So at that time, I think everybody's so like excited, so pumped up about this, and I guess like Casey did have his reasons for ruins. That's first. Second, I think BRC20 is controlled by several groups of people. Casey is not involved, so he wanted to start a new thing. So I think I can definitely like understand that, and I don't think if he didn't if Casey didn't launch ruins, I still think the market will be bad. Probably better, but it will still be bad. So like I don't blame it's his fault. Sometimes you just have to accept
What it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Agreed. Okay, so my last question for you, because I know it's late where you are, but my last question for you is: I talked about how, like, these kind of businesses that have legit kind of books and revenue and all that stuff could be like a turning point for our space. Is that something that you expect to be built on Merlin anytime soon? Those kind of projects. Shizzy and I know of a project that could kind of form into that. That's coming to Merlin, and we're going to save that for once they're ready to come on the show. But what do you think? Do you think that is something that could kind of help the overall space? And do you expect something like that to come to Merlin?
I think that is healthy for every builder. So right now, if you consider yourself as a builder, you need to do something with positive revenue and profits. If you consider yourself as like a cabal, a meme coin warehouse, you do whatever you like. But if you're a builder, you launch a project with white paper, try to launch the token on central exchange, try to make money off that token. I think that day is over. That day is definitely over. Nobody will accept that. But as to the market, I think it's still a long way to go for the users to separate, the product to the tokenomics, the business model, and also to the token price. Like how these users and traders see these different things. Because right now, so if you're talking about revenue, I know for sure Solve has much bigger revenue than most, projects on Binance. But still, their token price was, I think they got listed for like 10, 15 days, but their price was, 1.5 billion right now to like 300, 400 million in just like 2 weeks. But they have much better business model than any other products in my mind. Their revenue is crazy because when they're making all these APYs for 30,000 Bitcoin, they're taking, like they're taking carry. They're taking, the commission fees, all of these volumes. So they're making like a lot of money, but the price is not doing well. People don't like this kind of, VC token. People can like, I think users label this project as VC projects. I think, that's fair and unfair, in different ways. Because if you don't want to trade VC tokens, that means you trade meme tokens that nobody knows who's the founder. Nobody know, who's behind this, what they're building. They have a Twitter page, but that's all. So I think we need more time for people to to separate these things, to have better views on projects with positive revenues and things. Because right now, consider yourself as a Solve founder. Like when you see this token performance, probably you just don't do anything about this because you have positive profits and revenues, and you just let the market decide to buy or not, which is not good because like as a builder, when you don't really care about the tokens, sometimes you just don't launch the tokens because like many builders ask me lately, like, should we launch a token like right now? Their struggle is launching a token probably adds more pressure on them, but without a token they make much more. Like Jam made $15 million in a month, so probably they just don't launch a token and they don't share this stuff with their community. But the good thing about crypto is launching a token, using the tokenomics as a decentralized mechanism to decide for your community as a DAO and share the revenues, share the profits with the community. That is the core purpose, with ICO, with DeFi Summer, whatever. But right now it seems like, a group of people launch token every day, and a group of legit builders, they just don't launch token anymore.
Yeah,
sure.
Pump Fund didn't launch a token. Polymarket didn't launch a token. Pump Fund makes crazy revenue, and Polymarket, I think they do pretty well with revenue as well. So yeah, I think the legit builders that launch a token that are legitimate, I think they kind of look at it as a springboard, almost kind of like a fundraising type of event to help create more runway. But if their idea is good enough, then the users will come and they'll make money off of fees. So.
Yeah, 100%. I have one last question for Jeff before we let you go. So let's just say you had time on your hands. You had you had some funding. Is there anything you would build on Merlin right now? That's just if you had the time, you had the funding. What would you build?
Yeah, for me, I think definitely something like related to AI stuff because I think AI is unstoppable. Like it's unstoppable, not for crypto, but for the human race. And that's what I think. I was thinking about how to combine Bitcoin and AI for the past few months. So I think if we can find a way, we have a group of decent builders, they can find a very elegant way, to combine Bitcoin network, their consensus, decentralized network, all these nodes, all these farmers and stuff, and then trying to do something with AI. I think that would be something really cool, because I don't believe any AI infrastructures on other chains, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, besides like Base and Solana, I mean, I don't really know if there's really any AI going on anywhere else. But even on Base and Solana, I mean, the AI is just like, this is what we're going to do, right? Like you have Hey Anon saying, this is what we're going to do, but you haven't really seen anything yet, right?
Yeah, it's just a Web2 product with a token. All the things
Yeah.
they're using are not from chain, are from DeepSeek, from ChatGPT, from all these other LLM, and they're not using anything on chain.
Yeah.
Which is fine. But I think we need to more progress, more chain-based innovations.
I love it. Great answer. Yeah.
Yep. All right, Jeff. Well, we appreciate you spending time with us and the community. We have about 220 people in here. Any last words or anything before we let you go?
No. I think our team is having Chinese New Year for the past week. I didn't bother any of our team members, no matter marketing or ecosystem or the dev. But starting tomorrow, they are coming back to work, so we'll be having more news coming up. And I think after a year, because last Chinese New Year we didn't rest for a single day. Because,
oh yeah, I remember.
I was running before Chinese New Year, so everybody was like working 24/7 for 2 straight months. But this year we want people to have rest, take time with their spend time with their friends, with their family and stuff. But yeah, we're still building, and there are many things I cannot say right now, but we will definitely be delivering something very cool.
Awesome. All right, Jeff, thank you so much for your time, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, see you guys.
All right, bye.
Thanks, Jeff. Absolutely awesome as always, man. It's awesome to hear that the Chinese are coming back to work tomorrow. like that's awesome. Just not for the fact that they come back to work, but it's really just gonna be a lot of Chinese people coming out of vacation at the same time and just being like, all right, what's next? We could really see the market pump tomorrow, and that could be why we haven't seen the markets pump in the last 2 weeks, right? Because love them or hate them, the Chinese, right? They have so much liquidity. They can pump, they can dump, they can move markets, and I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of this week.
Absolutely. And actually they take off sometimes like 2 months for factories in mainland China. So that's good news that they're coming back tomorrow. And Singapore has a lot of the crypto teams over there. So that's awesome. But 223 people. Go ahead.
Yes, you want to jump into some abstract stuff real quick?
Yeah, we can check out some popular tokens if you want to real quick before we end this show.
Yeah, let's just try and jump in since we are over there for the first time. This is the Ordinal Revolution podcast account. So let's just say you guys wanted to discover, right? So and they got Moonshot, Magic Eden, so Multiplier. I was actually playing this morning. I don't
straight gambling. Straight gambling.
So I played like 4 or 5 rocket ships up. I got the highest one I got was 3.75, which was 3x my money. I mean, it was only 0.001, but still it was pretty cool. And then I had a couple that was 1.4, 1. I don't think I lost money. I don't know. It's hard to know. I gotta dig deeper into that. Vibe, Duper, and this is the predictions market. But I kind of want to show Magic Eden really quick. Kind of go over their NFTs, because there's some NFTs that I'm really bullish on, and that's bearish. I am super it's up today. It's back up to 226. So this is the one it still hasn't revealed yet. So a lot of times too, from my experience with ordinals, is you never want to buy until it reveals, because people, what they do is they kind of gamble and try to find the rare ones, right? But it might be worth trying to get a rare one, because once they reveal, your chances of getting a rare one are pretty much nothing, because I'm sure their Discord is telling everybody, hey, this trait is one you want, this stuff. So you might be smart for you guys to potentially get over in their Discord and kind of get know the traits that are going to be really rare. I'm just playing a game. I bought 2 of these, and I'm probably going to buy a bunch more after reveal, probably pretty cheap, and then probably hopefully watch them go up. But I'm definitely bullish, and this has a team behind it. So that's a real big deal too. Like if you got to go to, there's a Twitter here. Normally there's a Twitter, right? Yeah, I saw the other day. What is this? Abscan, Discord, and
It's their
Bears.ai.
website. You might
So,
be able to find it from the website.
yeah. So if you go here, the mint is closed, but let's look for their Twitter. There it is, or X. But it'll actually show you the founders or the creators, you want to say. But it's these two guys right here. It's Tolly Bear. He has 23K followers. He seems to be a big part of Abstract Chain. And then you have Scott Mitch. Sorry. I'm definitely gonna follow him too with the Ordinal Revolution account. But yeah, so he has 13K followers. So this is, they are saying things like, we're not going to be building something. We're building something. So I don't know what that's about, but
what?
They're basically saying
like
they're not building stuff, but they're building stuff.
Okay.
I mean, that's what they're saying. They're not guaranteeing something, but they're saying, hey, we might be building something. So it's definitely something I'm interested in. A couple other ones that I'm looking, and then we'll jump over to the tokens. You can kind of handle that if you want to gear that up. But just kind of maybe showing the top trading assets. Abstract hot dogs, these guys are insane. I go into the streams and these guys are in there shilling the crap out of these hot dogs. They've already revealed already. They've they're kind of like these weird looking images. I don't really like them too much. What do you think about the Ordinals?
Yeah,
I'm
not crazy about
I have the same feeling. Me either. And then a couple other ones would be that I'm kind of bullish on here is the plushie houses. So you're gonna be able to stake these plushie houses and earn. Apparently, they're gonna be giving airdrops and stuff like that. They haven't revealed yet. So the kind of the same thing with Bearish. I'm kind of waiting for it to reveal, but I'm not gonna be able to get like a rare one. So I might buy one before a reveal and kind of gamble on the rarity of the house that I get. But it's, again, something that I'm kind of bullish on here. And I guess the last one would be something that's already revealed as well. This is something new that I haven't had a chance to look at yet. Wow, they're going for a lot. This must be Gigaverse ROMs. I'm guessing they haven't revealed yet either. No, they haven't revealed yet either. So, wow, this is going for pricey, though. This is over $200. This could be something to look at here, too. But again, from my experience, you want to kind of let it release first. If you're looking for floor ones, if you want to gamble on a rare one, maybe it's the time. But $207, man, this is almost 10,000. That's a lot. I mean, that's up there with Bearish. So it's definitely something to maybe look at. People seem to be bullish on that. And then this one, I don't know. I kind of like the penguins here. They look different than the pudgies and stuff. They're kind of like the total opposite of the pudgies. They're kind of weird.
DGen looking.
But yeah, like DGen looking ones. I kind of like these. There's 7,000 of these. Go for like $30-$40. I'm just kind of hoping the Abstract Chain guy, the team, this is a NFT chain, right? So I'm thinking they're going to pump these. Which ones? I have no idea. But I'm going to be paying attention, getting into a few of these. There's going to be something here that's going for a couple $1,000s in the near future. I don't know what it is, but I'm playing the game for sure. But if you want to take a look at some of the tokens.
Yeah, but before we do that, I'm curious what you think. Do you think that they're gonna have like an application for ordinals that get jumped over with emblem, like a separate one, kind of like on the dashboard, or do you think they'll just kind of integrate it into Magic Eden as well? What do you think?
I think it'll be both. I think they'll have Magic Eden will probably have like node monkeys and let you know how many's on chain, right? So it'd be like 1 of 7 or something like that, and something like that. So I think they'll definitely be here in this area right here. But I think they'll also, you're right, I think there'll be like an ordinal type of place,
like application.
Yeah. And even somewhere where you could possibly get them to go get it for you, right? If there's like something where it's like, if you can buy it on Bitcoin, they jump it for you, they vault it and jump it and give you a fee so that you don't have to do the work for it. Like let's just say you're not familiar with Emblem Vault and you don't know how this works, but you want to get a node monkey over here, because over here they're selling for, let's just say 0.09, and over there they're selling for 0.06. So you potentially can earn a little bit in that transaction. Yeah. So I'm guessing they're going to have something like that as well.
Yeah, should be exciting stuff. All right, so let's kind of jump over to the tokens, because guys, like this ecosystem really launched on last Monday, right? I think that's whenever it was first. So like you got the first meme coins pretty much that are, you know, on the abstract chain. And what they use, what people like to use is application called Moonshot that Shizzy kind of went over with you. It's like their pump fund. So this actually, I'll just go over 3 real quick. So this was the very first token that bonded. There's a pretty good following. It's called Yup. It's gotten all the way to I think like 4 million. With the pullback though, it's at 1.5. You know, some things that kind of stuck out to us was like, you know, the team follows this X account. It seems like it's the first one, but it has pulled back, you know, and of course, like be careful with all these kind of tokens. I'm just going over like the top 3 in terms of market cap. And this next one too, you guys are probably familiar with this. If you're in the Bitcoin ecosystem, Newt, which if you remember is a rune, it launched as well on Abstract, right? So this thing literally was hanging around like 500,000 for the first like 4 days, 5 days, then jumped to 1 million, and now it's actually taking the lead, I think. Yeah, it's taking the lead. So it has the highest market cap of memes right now on Abstract is Newt. So you know, do your research on it. It is similar to that, you know, the one on runes, but I guess they found their place here. So that one's interesting. Now it's up though right now, so be careful with all these, like I said. And then this last one is called Chingu, which is kind of like a Chad Pengu, right? So Chingu, this one was crazy. It like bonded in like I want to say like 2 minutes, and I was like nervous with this one because it was so degenerate. And it like sustained, you know, its market cap floor, and then it was in the lead for the longest time. So, you know, this is obviously like high risk with memes and stuff. But getting in early could be a good thing if you're early enough before really, you know, the people kind of come over to Abstract and pump it up and all that stuff. But obviously, none of this is financial advice. Do your own research on it. We just wanted to show you, you know, what is out there. Those are the, you know, 3 that I've been looking at, and you know, hopefully that helps you guys, give you guys some information on what they got over there. And this is kind of like the second week, the second Monday of the launch of Abstract. So again, Abstract is short for account abstraction, meaning that they are, you know, kind of expecting to, like normies to not even know about like the chain, all that stuff. Like, you know, that's why they want ordinals over here. That's why there's going to be a lot of interoperability happening. So yeah, hopefully this helps you guys.
Yeah, man, 100%. And they have an actually amazing platform too, guys. So this is the platform, and you just got to trade, right? And that'll kind of give you a hint of like what are the best tokens here. So if you kind of want to just play it safe and stay in safer assets, because there's going to be a Brett, right? There's going to be a Brett. There's going to be multiple coins that go to $100 million, in my opinion. It might be 6 to 8 months away, maybe next year. But I just know that some of these meme coins are going to be really high. There's going to be something that gets listed on exchanges. And that's what I'm kind of playing here. I'm playing for the fact that, you know, Gate.io is going to list something soon. MEXC is going to list something soon from here. They're going to list stuff really soon from here. And what coin is that going to be? Is that going to be Chengu? Is that going to be Yup? Is that going to be New? I don't know. But I want to be in that token that gets listed on these exchanges. You know, first thing they got to add ETH, Abstract ETH, which is going to be huge for the whole ecosystem already, because you're going to be able to withdraw right from the exchange to Abstract right away. And that'll be pretty big. I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, so definitely want to check out. I love the dashboard, dude. I just love it. The reward system. Come here, you get the badges, you get the weekly recap, everything. So I don't know, guys. If you're not over here yet, maybe think about it. But I'm definitely interested in this ecosystem for sure.
Yep. Cool. Well, we appreciate all 233 of you guys hanging out with us. We hope that you learned something today from the show. That's our #1 objective always. And, you know, we ask that if you don't mind taking a couple extra minutes, checking out our partners, we'd greatly appreciate that. We just talked about Emblem Vault. They're going to be the interoperability tool for Bitcoin Layer 1 assets. You're going to be able to jump your ordinals, puppets, NodeMux to Abstract to Merlin chain to Base to Arbitrum, you know, many more. So that's just kind of the start there. They also have their Bitcoin AI wallet that they're going to be releasing very soon. So, you know, their AI is going to be able to make transactions on your behalf. Very, very cool stuff. And don't forget about their runes, the emblem keys that you can actually trade in NFT form until their TGE of September this year. You can learn more at emblem.vision. And BetBTC is the predictions marketplace of the Bitcoin ecosystem. All you need is an Xverse wallet and some Bitcoin, and it takes 6 blocks, and you can start placing bets on their markets right away. They're going to create a create your own markets feature on their platform, and you're going to be able to earn up to 1.5% of the volume that's placed in those markets. So exciting times for this team. We meet with them every week. We meet with all of our partners every week. So, we know what they're building and what they're going for. So you can learn more at betbtc.win. And then BitPerp is the perps and leverage DEX of the Bitcoin ecosystem. You're going to be able to trade synthetic versions of Bitcoin tokens, Dog Go to the Moon, possibly Ordi, as well as tokens outside the Bitcoin ecosystem like Trump and maybe one of these abstract tokens if they get really big enough there. But they have their paper trading competition coming up. Make sure you're following these guys. You can learn more at bitperp.io. And Fluid Tokens, first to introduce retail staking vaults to the public for Bitcoin Layer 1. It's beautiful how they do it with the block lock technology. Get ready for the second season of Dog Go to the Moon staking vaults. It should be ready any day. They also have a DEX to where you can swap for runes, and they're going to be building on Arch Network as well. So we'll get some more information from that team on when that version is going to be released. You can learn more at fluidtokens.com and click on the Bitcoin icon for more information. Merlin Chain, the #1 scaling solution for Bitcoin native L1 assets and protocols. If you are a builder on Bitcoin Layer 1 and you want your protocol to be a bit more flexible and seamless, you can apply for a builder's grant with the Merlin Chain team. They have great builder support. We've seen it firsthand. And if you're a retail user, you want to swap for a synthetic version of Dog Go to the Moon. It's a lot quicker than on Layer 1. You can do so using merlinswap.org. And don't forget about our integrated partners and Foxy building the metaverse on Bitcoin called the Bitverse and their first-person shooter game, which we're going to do another live stream this Saturday morning, which we'll also have on the Abstract channel as well. That's called Clan War. So anybody can participate. We'll be dropping the link Saturday morning. And then Ordinal Hive is an aggregator ordinal marketplace for Bitcoin Layer 1 and Layer 2 on Merlin. The cheapest ordinals around you're going to be able to find on Ordinal Hive. And they have amazing tools like very short time mempool live updates to where you can find a node monk for half off and try to win it. But thank you so much for checking out our partners.
Yep. And if you guys wouldn't mind checking out ordinalrevolution.com, we have some of the best articles dating all the way back to last year. If you know someone just entering the space, please send them our website. We really feel like you can help them get started and code up to where we are today. If you guys need a VPN, we have NordVPN, 70% off coupon. Everyone should have a VPN, guys. You really shouldn't be using the internet without a VPN. Do not let these websites know your IP, which can get to your real address. I mean, we're Bitcoiners after all. There's no reason just be handing out your address to people. And then if you guys are going to Bitcoin at 2025 Las Vegas, we have the tickets here. Check it out here. It seems like every Friday they go up in price. So you definitely want to check them out as soon as possible. Do not wait till May if you're going. But it does help us if you buy tickets through us as well. And if you guys need merch, we have some of the best merch in all of crypto, not just ordinals. So definitely check out everything here in the Ordinal Revolution store. This is Shopify. Everything is done through a third party. So we don't see your stuff at all, but we do supply the amazing logos and stuff like that. So if you guys are interested in getting your logo put up here or a logo of something you want up, just reach out to us. We can add it for you. So that way you don't have to go through anywhere else. You can buy it right from our store. And we are live, guys, Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Pacific, and 4 p.m. UTC. Check us out all week, guys. Until tomorrow.
Peace.
We OG. Oh no, G. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got D or no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload, yeah. Experts on reload, yeah. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got D or no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload. Experts on reload. Mempool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock, ayy. Runes is coming, everybody on a knot, ayy. It's a nuisance, Ordinal Revolution, ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, it's my guy for real, bro. Got French right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro. Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, lock it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nookies on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls that I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. All this Satoshi's nothing above me.